Okay, so this is episode 3 of this series, and we're going to be looking at Crossel Mega 14, not Giga. Giga will require an episode after I Omega it. But yeah, so as you can see, you have top 10 free online courses that you're going to want to enroll in to Omega this level, and so we're going to ignore the ad. First thing I would recommend is that if you're a boy, I would definitely recommend playing with your background off. Otherwise, you'll get horny in the middle of the level because of this girl's boobs. So yeah, don't do that. Anyways, let's start. So.
Job simulator.
So I'm not gonna talk too much about the beginning. Hold, tap. Don't worry about the left side. It's just holds. Not hard. Just don't get goods. But if you get a good, you just restart. So that's okay. So here, just slide it up with whatever finger you want, and then you'll use don't use your thumb, but even then you could don't do that. Index up, thumb here, or middle up, thumb here, or over here like this. It doesn't really matter. And then you just have to tap this again and hold this with one finger and do that with, do this with another finger. So, and then ring, index, whatever, or not index, middle over here is fine. Alright, so now I'm going to slow it down. This is the second hardest part of the level.
Okay.
So you slide, or wait, let me see if I can, okay. So you slide this down. So in that sequence, you have this. Slide down. These are I think they're triplets. Dun. Yeah. So yeah, I think they're triplets. Also, I should probably mention that this level is pretty much copied from Dynamix fan-made. So yeah. If you ever see this level in Dynamite, you won't have too much trouble with it. So index here. Oh shit, what did I just do? Index, middle, index, drag across. And then jacks, multi-finger, whatever. Hit, and then drag this up. What am I doing? Drag this up with either index or ring. If you're on iPad Pro, I would suggest ring finger. Any other device, I would suggest middle finger. It doesn't really matter, as long as you get up there while holding your finger down. And then you start the sequence, grab with left index, and then again, go up, but hold this down until the end, of course. And then this is a right hand trail. Don't do this. Okay, so once you get here, this is how it works. Drag down, and then once you do that, you're gonna drag your left hand onto the screen. Tap, 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 tap. Middle finger, because you start the stream. Middle finger, index, right hand goes over, grabs, left stem, right middle. Okay, so here you have to be careful, because since you just tapped, you might go index here, but you'll probably go middle. Middle is what I use. When you swipe, you can either swipe, or you can swipe and go back up and swipe down. If you choose to swipe, just make sure your second swipe doesn't accidentally input this note, because that's definitely possible. I guess, okay. So this is where. And then I just keep my left hand on the screen, I guess. That's what I'm doing. Okay, so here what you want to do is this. So you want your right hand to take these two notes. They're at the same time. And your left hand goes this, and then hits that second hold. Hit with the finger, and then hit here with the right hand as you slide this up. Now notice here that this ends almost as this starts. It's not exactly at the same time, but it's pretty close. So you want to make sure that this isn't released too early. Now this is probably the hardest part of this part. So you have to swipe up. Make sure you do this. You can finish this if you're left hand. That's not that big of a deal. Now here, okay, so notice how close this note right here is to here. The problem with just going like this and then re-tapping is that you will trigger the end of this note early and you will get a good. If you're going for FC, then no one really cares. If you're going for Omega, well, you have to switch your strat. So here you have to go this. Thumb and index. Thumb on the right note, index here. It's not actually that hard to invert your hand like this. People do it all the time for a lot of levels. But the other option is index ring and then release index and go like that. So you choose, whichever one feels more comfortable. I use thumb index. Some people use this. TJ Chan uses this, I think, in his Omega video. I'm not sure what other people do. So, oh, I should probably note this. Okay, so as you go here, so left hand swipes up, and as you hear, you have to hit here. Now, before you hit here, just nonchalantly, like it's gonna work every time. No, it doesn't work every time. First off, the most important thing for this is as you move your, don't like move your left hand back so fast. Because in reality, you want to hit these notes very much on the left side. Even though there's a huge gap in between, it's very easy to go here and accidentally input both of them. Also, if your right hand is too far to the right, you'll hit these two notes and you'll input that note. So your right hand has to stay to the right here, and your left hand has to stay to the left. Separate your hands out, guys. It's good for you. So I'm staying here and then back up with the index after I tap here. I can release this because it's on my thumb. And I go back up here and I drag this down. Okay, so here this ends before this. So you just have to hold these and then flick downwards, kind of. Right, left. Okay, wait. Right, left, right. So that's I mean, don't. Okay, so here you don't want to do this. I mean, you do want to do this. You don't want to do this because then you have to get up here. Just do a quick 3 trio. It's at the beginning of the level. You won't have trouble with it. Although you do have to do it again at the drops. Have fun. And then you just finish out the pattern. Okay, so here there's a couple different things you can do. So the first way to do it, I would recommend this if you have, in what situation would I recommend this? Okay, if you have an iPad Pro, I would recommend, actually I don't know what I would recommend. It all depends on your preference really. So there's 3 ways to do this. One is hit these and trill with left hand. And then bring down and finish the pattern. I'll talk about that pattern later. Okay. The second method is something I would recommend. Oh, okay. The first method with trill, left-handers only. Please don't. I mean, you can do this if you're right-handed. I don't care. But no, it will be very annoying. Second method, dragging. That's the method I used. Because the notes are big enough and it's slow enough that you can do that. Third method, right, left, and then move over here and go right index pinky or thumb ring or whatever you want to do. Just get over to the left side and swipe down. It's actually not that bad. It might seem daunting, but the only hard part about this is you have to get back over like that. But the left hand sliding down is very natural. So at full speed, or a thumb ring, right? So, and then even at full speed, sliding isn't that bad either. So, take your pick. You have 3 choices. And 3 choices only. Okay, here, spam starts with right. That might be stupid to think about, but note that it's a very good idea to memorize what hand every spam starts on in case you get flustered and have to get back on track, or you lose your memory, or whatever happens. It's good to know. Okay, this is the first multi-finger part. Right middle finger, right index finger. Again, right index, right middle, and then here. Also, the rhythm here is very good. Now the rhythm isn't very clear cut here, as you can tell. It's very easy to hit this note early. Don't hit it early. And then these are offset. Da, 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 da. And hit this with middle because you don't have time to move over. Okay, cool. Also, another idea is to jack it. which is perfectly acceptable, but this is 200 BPM, so take precautions. Is it 200? I don't actually know. I think it's 200. Okay, so once you get here, you have a couple choices. So you, if you're on phone, don't use thumbs too much. Suggest taking this with index middle, just like this. And you can still do this on iPad. You just have to hit a little higher on the hold note. But if you want to, if you're more comfortable with thumbs, just do this with thumbs. This might be a little tricky, but this is honestly the easiest part of the whole. Okay, the only drawback with thumbs is at the very end of the sequence, really. So here, the rhythm is dun, dun, dun. So if you're using, oh, and don't worry about accidental input here, because this note is a quarter note before this, which means it doesn't trigger, which is good. Not having to worry about accidental input is good. Welcome to How to Get Good in Dynamix. So you're gonna want to take this, if you're going thumb, right? You're gonna be hitting like this and then like this, or like this. So switch whatever you want to do, but if you're on index, you go in middle, index, and then both. It's not that bad. Don't worry about it. So I mean, if you're on thumb, then do that. Index, thumb, this, index, thumb, back here. Multiple options, just know what order the notes come. This part is just doubles and triples, not too bad. You could literally do this if you really can't do this. I don't know why you're Omega in this level if you can't do this, but you could literally do this, and it will work. Trust me, you could still do it. If you wanted to meme, or you really can't do that part for whatever reason, you could literally just do this. I'm not joking. Try it out yourself. Now here you're on the right side, you have the tap. And so if you're doing this legit, right here, where the one goes to, what the fuck? Okay, right here. Switch to left hand. You can use left index and middle, or left index and ring. Doesn't matter. You can also do this. Just note that this is double time. So da 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 da. And then it's just a clear 16 bars. Make sure left middle goes up here, and then it's just next. I would switch with the index here, but here it's just very easy. There's a trill there. Do watch out for that. I'm not going to talk too much about this part because it's not that bad. Okay, so if you're left-handed here, I would suggest going like this. If you're right-handed, go like this. The reason is there's constant eighth notes here, and there's a note here, and there's a mixer here. So technically, your left hand should be doing it, but because most of us are right-handed, we just do this anyways. Just if you're on iPad Pro, don't use index unless you're up here. If you're on phone, you can use index. Don't do this. Don't use thumb unless you're good at that. Some people are good at that. Lily, Riley 42, Nanoflower, both of them are good at that. So I do it like that. But if you are left-handed, you might be advised to do it like this. Oh, I'm way further back, but anyways here. So if you wanted, you could do this. And then start the trill. So the trill, anyways, so yeah, you have two choices there. So the trill works like this. It's all 16ths alternating until here. Shit, I missed it. Until here, there's like a 3. So you can either go index middle, or you can go index middle, whichever hand you want. Now, if you're doing it with right hand, I would suggest starting on middle. So start on middle, like that. If you're doing left hand, I'll do it slower so you guys can see. So middle, move over, you finish, or left middle and finish. Note, by the way, at the end, you do have to do right index to middle. Or you could just jack it and then put enough fingers down to hit those notes. If you're on iPhone, only use 5 fingers. Don't use more than that, or you will drop those. Fun fact, yes. One more thing I should note before we finish off the section, right here, These are close together. They don't seem like it, but they're very easy to miss. So make sure you stay left. Just like in the Zeta video, stay left. Okay, here I'm not going to talk about too much because this is not hard. Okay, so I will say a couple things. These are together, these three. Those are together as well. And then start doubling. Don't do this. Don't do that, okay? Just don't. Doubles. Da, 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 da. Then spread out. Aim. Don't just go like this. Don't go like this. And then this is just a straight alternating 16th spam. Just watch out for that outside note. And then put fingers down. And then same thing. Oh wait, what am I doing? Left hand speeds up. Okay, another trill. So this one's a little harder. The reason I say that is because I'm right. So, 4 notes. Then you have right index and middle. Then you have left index and middle. I mean, middle and index. Then you do it again. So a 4 trill on the left hand. Then right index middle. And then alternate again. And then there's still that jump to the outside with index middle on the right hand. So it's slow speed. And stay left here. Don't go in on those doubles. Don't take those doubles for granted. They're very easy to miss. Okay. If you can't do a 4 trill on the left hand, because some people can't, which is okay. You can do this. After this, you just move over. Like this. But then you do have to do this. Or I guess you could do this. If you're really right-handed, do this entire thing with... No, if you're really right-handed, just do the entire thing with right hand. No, don't do that. Okay. So yeah, if you can't do the 4 trill, or like this. Or don't jack that. I'm not used to doing this. And then index on the left hand. Anyways, I'm sure you'll figure out a way. This is what it looks like at full speed. And then with the other method, and with the third method. So, be able to adapt, figure out what works best for you, what's most consistent, and one day you'll get to the point where you can literally do anything you want there and it'll work, except for using one finger, because that never works. Okay, hardest part. Ready? Drop. Let's do this. Yeah, everyone loves drop. No, we don't. This part sucks. But anyways, start with middle. Just start with middle on both holds. Okay, first thing to note. Tap. Okay, look at how quick these are. So you have to cap this. If you don't know what capping is, it means holding a bunch of holds to the very end, then releasing and going to hit another note. Otherwise, you miss. Also, don't hit this note too far outside. I've done that many times before. Then move. I would jack these. They're triplets. They're not at the same speed. But you can multi-finger if you want, like this. And then, okay, so here, middle on the right hand, and then bring this up. Now, you're going to, like, bring this up halfway, and then you're going to swipe up, and then bring it down quickly. Okay, it's weird, but you have to do it. So let's say you jack. Notice how fast I brought that down. Now here, it's okay, because you don't have to worry about... These notes are far enough apart that your finger cannot fit in between them. Don't quote me on that, but they shouldn't. And then bring it back down. Now, okay, so here, I would use ring. You can use index if you're on phone, but on ring, on iPad, I would just use rotate, release, hold index, and ring. Okay, now here, what it seems like you're supposed to do is go left 4 trill, right 4 trill. But if you end up doing that, you have to hit ring finger on here. Which, I mean, you can do that if you want, but there's a subjectively easier method. alternating everything. This is in Archaea. If you've PM'd Ouroboros, you'd have to do this. Why not do it in Dynamix? It's actually easier in Dynamix because you don't have to aim as much. Actually, you do. You don't though. So da 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 da, and then move over. Seems easy. It's not, but you could do it. You could do this if you wanted. You could do or don't overcomplicate things. Either do the 4 trio and go, or do what I do and just alternate everything. Triples. Okay, hard and very annoying part here. Okay. You could slide. What the hell just happened? You can slide. I wouldn't, but you can. So this note is at the same time you hit here. So I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up. These are triplets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up. And then the hardest part, up and bring down. But notice where I brought my fingers down. That would have accidentally inputted. So here, that's where you have to go. Don't go too far. And for you smarties trying to use ring finger and then just doing that, just don't do that, please. It doesn't work. So it's the same as the first time. Thumb index or ring index. Okay. Now, a lot of people go up too fast here. Don't do that. Start slow and then just swipe up and bring down. It's a very hard maneuver to get correctly. But it's just practice this a lot. And then on top of that, make sure your right hand's over here. So summary. Thumb index or ring index. Don't bring this up too fast. Don't bring this up too slow. Bring it up fast, flick up, flick down. Don't go too much to the right. Stay left. Make sure your right hand stays on the right side. Don't release your thumb too early. And that's like 1 second worth of gameplay. So yeah, lots to think about. Practice it. My right hand was too far over, so that's a different rhythm there. Da 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 da. So da 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 da. Triplet, 16ths, triplets, eighths. Okay. So hold index here, and then bring this down with whatever finger you want. If you're on phone, since you should never use thumb on phone, I would suggest bringing this down with index. I mean, not index, middle. If you're on iPad and you will use thumb, bring down with thumb. I mean index. What am I saying? Okay. So the way this works is as follows. So as you bring this up, you're gonna hit and bring up, and your right hand's gonna tap this and flick out and jack this like that. Then release quickly, and then left hand 3 tap, and then go back. So at full speed, like this. Okay. If you're on phone, you do this. Okay, so what I would do here, this transition. Since your left hand's already on the screen, I mean, I guess it won't be after these. Tap. Note that those are 16ths. These are triplets, these are 16ths. Now slide your left hand over, okay? Slide your left hand over with these, and then slide with it. Your whole hand can slide on the mixer. In fact, it's probably recommended that you do that if you can. And then you ring, and then start the spam. Triplets, jack. So you want to prepare your hand for that. So left hand, jack, down. Left hand brings down. Now when the left hand brings it down, make sure you bring it down and then you release. And then right index, triplets, I think. Yeah, triplets. Okay, so now here's another left hand true. Okay, this note, don't release too early. It's not, doesn't end when it starts, so you have time. Just don't release too early. Okay, here there's a couple things you can do. You can, which this is what I do. I go 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, and then middle index. I mean, not middle index. middle of pinky. No, index pinky. God, I can't get my fingers right. And just left hand like this. But a lot of people just jack, boom. Or middle index, or multi-finger, or a combination of everything. Just do whatever you want. Make sure you don't rush here though. These are triplets. Okay, here. Again, very chokeable part. So as per the first time, you can do this, you can do this, or you can do this. Or you can do this. I've seen at least one person do all each strat. So I advocate for this strat. Now, just note something here. If you're hitting this with left hand, it's a lot easier. I actually did this and then moved over. Oh shit. But you know, make sure you prepare in advance. Now, okay, notice these notes go a little higher. Now, your right index will most of the time be hitting here, so you won't have to change your position. However, your left index will usually be up here, so you will have to bring it down. So I would just suggest starting hitting low, and then bring it back, right? Just note at the end of this, you have to bring the left index back up before you bring it down. Otherwise, you'll go too fast, or you'll miss that note. Okay. Anyways, second method, trill. Again, shorten the trill and then bring down. very annoying, don't do that. Third method, swiping. You have to shorten the swipe, so that's why I don't like that either. However, all of them are viable, it's just not recommended. None of them are recommended because this part sucks, but. And then you have to finish this off. It's not like it's over. No, it's never over. Right hand trill, and then you can alternate, and then you have a weird rhythm there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 alternating, and then you have a right hand 4 trill. If you can't do that, go here, and this, like this. They're all at the same rhythm, I believe. Yeah, they're all the same rhythm. Okay. Right hand 4 trill, bring it back. Index, jack. So it's a triplet, da 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 da. Da 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 da. Triplet, 8th note. And then bring it back, and then right hand stop. So I would jack this, don't multi-finger here. I'll speed it up. So this is what this looks like at full speed. Here, I'll back it up a little bit. Okay, jack this. Do not multi-finger here. Okay, first side note. This lines up with this. Oh wait, one more thing before I forget. Here, you have a 4 trill on the right hand. Don't jack 4s. Don't jack 4s. Don't do that. You can't, don't do it. Instead, jack in and bring it back. So jack 2 with right hand, left hand, and alternate again. Okay, first side note. It lines up with this. So you can use middle here and go middle index, or you can just jack it down. Choose. It's not very hard. It's very easy to choke here. Okay. Second note lines up here. Just use thumb index or index middle if you're on phone. Third note. Okay. This note lines up with this note. So you can either go like this and flick down. This is the one time I would say it's okay to multi-finger because you don't want a 3 jack on the left hand unless you're left-handed. So yeah, da da da. Doubles. Okay, and then you have this crap. So what I would do is this. Depends on what you want to do. So you can do the first 5 alternating and then go middle and then go like this. Then go like this, and then put your hands down. Or you can do this. What's probably more natural is to go 1, index, middle, index, index, middle, and then index, 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 and then go back. Just make sure you don't rush the ending of this and hit this note too early. Like that, don't do that. Okay, and then make sure you don't start this too late. It's very easy to hit this note very late. You have to start this early. And then just jack this. There's no side notes, so you've gotten past the hard part. Okay, last part you can mess up is this. So, notice there are 2 notes here. So unless you want to cap these and risk that at the end of a level, that's fine. But what I would suggest is to use thumb on... So I would use thumb on both of these. Sorry about that. And then index middle, and make sure you stay left. And then hit this last note with pinky, or if you're on phone, wait, I'll just move this over. Just left hand down and hit. Now you could use index on the right hand. And you can even use index on the left hand, you just have to cap it. Release and tap, don't do that. Thumb at least on left hand. You have no excuse for missing the ending because I just told you how to do it. So yeah, that's Cross Omega for you. Have fun, Omega-ing.